Welcome to a There It Is podcast mini episode, a comedy podcast to help you find your inspiration with a quick tip. I'm your host, Jason Farr. Let's do this. Today I'm talking about performance anxiety in times of COVID. Many theaters are opening back up for live shows. It's slowly coming back, and your theater or venue may have made a slot for you or your team to perform. The only thing is you haven't gone to or performed at any shows since getting vaccinated. And so now you're feeling anxious. You can go out, but it leaves you feeling super anxious. The idea of just being in a theater with a bunch of other people. So what do you do? Should you go do the show or tell them you're not ready? Maybe you're feeling this way, so I wanted to talk about that. First, you don't have to do a show just because your team is, or just because you have the opportunity. If you are experiencing a great deal of anxiety, then the best choice may be to sit the show out. If you weigh your FOMO against your anxiety and the anxiety is way worse, it may not be a healthy idea for you to do it. Wait until you're comfortable. There's no shame in that. You don't have to do any show that you're being offered. But if you're not experiencing such severe anxiety and are just a little anxious but kind of want to do the show, then here are some things you can do to minimize that feeling. So here are a few tips. Meditation, number one with a bullet, and you probably already guessed that already, right? Meditation, it's talked about all the time. We talk about it all the time in our newsletter. You got Headspace, Calm, and Balance. Those are all meditation apps. I use Balance and love it. And they all have meditations you can do, especially ones that deal with anxiety, but meditation is known to help a lot with anxiety. We have 2 episodes of the podcast about meditation, one with Jessica Broadbeck and another with Jackie Stewart. They both did a guided meditation that we made into bonus episodes, so you can listen to that wherever you're listening to us right now. But meditation can feel like a big task. Some people just feel a little frou-frou about it. I don't know, it feels silly for some. If it seems like too much for you, then try our second tip, deep breathing. If you're feeling anxious, then your breathing may be shallow and fast. To get your breathing back to normal, try deliberately taking slow, deep breaths. We have a link in the bio to an article about deep breathing exercises for you to check out. So that's one thing that can really help. And that's good because fast, shallow breathing can lead to a panic attack, which you don't want. And I'm not saying that's always going to happen. Don't get anxious about that now. I'm just saying that it is a possibility. Deep breathing will help calm a lot of that stuff. It's really good to do. Another suggestion, do some relaxing things, whatever relaxes you. Taking a long bath, listening to music that relaxes you, aromatherapy, drinking tea, going for a walk, taking a nap. Also, just getting good sleep in general can kind of help with dealing with anxiety. Also, talk to your teammates or other performers or whoever is hosting the show about how you're feeling and that you're feeling a lot of anxiety or feeling a little nervous or anxious about going out again. Maybe talking to them out loud can help settle your nerves. Maybe they can provide some advice or details that may help you feel less anxious about the idea, may even make you want to go out and do the show. But I want to stress, regardless of all of these points, nothing and no one should push you to do something that you aren't comfortable with. These suggestions of ways to reduce your nervousness or anxious feelings are only made for those who want to perform but are feeling anxious or nervous. So if someone tries to pressure you into doing the show anyway, or someone says you have to do the show, feel the freedom to not. You don't have to do the show. No one should make you feel bad for not doing the show. No one should guilt you into it. Okay? It is just not their position, their right to do that to you. You do not have to do something you are not comfortable with. Feel that power and control because you are the one in control, and you're not wrong for feeling anxious about getting back into a world that we're in right now. I hope these tips helped you. We sure are happy to give you some advice, and we have sources for where we got this information in the bio, a couple of links for that. Thanks for listening to this mini episode. All episodes of the podcast are available on Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/thereitis. We upload old episodes throughout the week and new episodes as well. Like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram @thereitispod. Follow me on Twitter @JasonFarrJokes and on Instagram @JasonFarrPics. Also, subscribe to our comedy lifestyle newsletter and support us if you can. We have a Patreon and a PayPal. Go to thereitispod.com for newsletter and support info. Link in bio. And as always, be good to each other.